You're listening to Workforce Innovation News, powered by LWIA 23. Get ready to hear about all things workforce development and workforce innovation. And now, on to the episode.
Hello, and welcome to WIN, Workforce Innovation News. I am Jamie Korda-Hijawi, the director for LWIA 23. Today, I have Stephanie Anderson, the Internship and Employment Coordinator for the Career Services Department at Lakeland College. Thank you for joining me today, Stephanie.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited.
I'm excited to have you because I think me being located on a college campus is unique for a lot of the local workforce innovation boards. They are not often paired with community colleges. And because I'm with the workforce side of community college, I don't always do my due diligence of interacting with student services side or academic side to the extent that you all deserve. So you being so willing and so excited and enthusiastic about being on the podcast, meeting with me, and trying to find out how we can strengthen our partnership and collaboration. It's amazing. It is exciting stuff. And I do kind of nerd out over workforce partnerships. So that's just me being super excited. So thank you. And to kick it off, how about you just tell me a little bit about what you do in career services and then maybe what career services at Lakeland College does.
And I can relate to your excitement over collaboration and all those things because I know only good things come when we work together. And so I'm just so excited about this as well. And I'm just so excited about my role here at Career Services and Lakeland College. As you said, I'm the Internship and Employment Coordinator. So really what that means is I get the absolute pleasure of working with students and employers. So I kind of serve as a liaison between Lakeland College and employers and Lakeland College. And so I specifically help students with a wide variety of different things. But career services, let me just back up. Career services as a whole is really just here on Lakeland College's campus to help students on their pathway to success with their career and what that looks like for them. It's incredibly unique per student because everybody's journey career-wise is incredibly unique, and we understand that, and we are here to help students in whatever part of the journey they're joining us on. And that could be first day of classes and they're looking for part-time work to kind of help get through school, or it could be they're ready to graduate next week and they're looking for some career guidance from beyond Lakeland College. And everything in between is where we fall with students, which is really great, and helping them just with that career success and just kind of helping them realize what they have inside and what they can do and what they can achieve and all of those great things. So that's why I say, I get the pleasure because I truly feel like that's what it is every day, is a pleasure to help tap into these students and pair them with the incredible employers that we have in our area. So some of those things that we do specifically, we have our internship information and support. And so students, if they're Lakeland College students listening, they can schedule with us on our Navigate platform, which is really great. But they can also email, make appointments. So they can make appointments for internship support. And that is just me helping them navigate the internship process, seeing who is currently taking interns, are they paid, are they unpaid, different things like that, as well as job search support. So job search support is the number one thing that I do in this role. And that is kind of like I said, if there are students who need that part-time work just to get them through college and help support their families and different things like that, or if they need support in downloading applications, filling out applications, scanning documents to employers, different things like that. We want to help eliminate any barriers that there might be. Sometimes it is a struggle to make those initial phone calls. So having somebody that can come in and we can make those phone calls to employers together, just so they don't feel so alone, because that phone shyness is a real thing, and that's okay. So we can help navigate all those things. So that's a huge part of what I do in just supporting our students in their job search journey.
So you're really using that equity lens to look at each individual student and what their interests are, their needs are, and what their help them develop a plan if they don't have it ready, or look at that long-term plan that they do have ready, and
Yes.
really customize your service to what they need.
100%. Yes.
That's awesome.
We also have career counseling. So if there are students that they just don't know, they know that they are in need, or they feel stuck, or they feel like I'm just not sure what the path looks like for me, or just have questions. So our director of career services, Tina Moore, provides that counseling service, which
Okay.
is really just helping you figure out what you want to be when you grow up. It's really like it all in a nutshell. And I love that, because that means that it is not, and that's regardless of age, right? So someone who is 55 years old, someone who is 18 years old, they can still come in for that career counseling and kind of navigate, that career decision making, because it's never too late to have that conversation and all of those great things.
For sure. So, and I mean, sometimes it's not even by choice. We're in this region, a large employer has left and leaving very many adults and people close to retirement, without a job suddenly. So they're having to make this decision of, do I try to find a similar job, or is this my chance to try a different career pathway that might fulfill me in a different way? So, no, there's no age that's too young or too old to start thinking about your career or a change in career. And sometimes you don't have a lot of control over it. So it's really good to know that there's these resources. So I know
Absolutely.
you were talking about working with students, and Tina works with students. Do you serve people in the general public? Do you also help out maybe alumni? How does all that work out?
Absolutely. So we 100% alumni. We always tell students, once you leave Lakeland, you are a Laker forever, and these services are here for them. So once they are maybe in the field and they're just not sure if they, maybe they need just like you said, with an employer closing down, they haven't looked at that resume for a long time, and now they're being kind of forced to do that. We can help support looking at that resume, kind of helping, resharpen some of those tools that maybe they're feeling a little lost with. Now all these changes are happening and I'm not sure where to even start. They can always come back, and we will support them in that. And community-wise, we are definitely always there, specifically too for employers. So another part of my role is kind of helping. So I connect the employers with Lakeland College. And so we have specific opportunities for employers. And one thing that, when employers are hiring, that looks different for every single employer. So there's not a one size fits all when it comes to promoting your jobs or finding applicants. And so we offer a wide variety of different things that we can do for employers. But we always start off with a conversation, whether that's over the phone, in person, to really identify those specific needs of that employer. And then we can go from there with what that looks like for posting their job and getting the word out and what they need specifically, and what that long-term partnership looks like as well. It's not just a one-time, we'll post your job and then we never hear from you. It really is a partnership with Lakeland as that employer kind of, navigates through hiring and all those things.
So what I'm hearing is you don't approach this as a transactional relationship. It's really a transformational relationship where you're looking at their needs now, but also looking long term. What can I do to help? How can we continue this momentum or try something new and build that strong relationship as opposed to just that acquaintance. I'm here to give you this service, and when we're done, part
Yes.
ways. We'll see you later.
I love how you put that, because it is it is all about relationship building. And that's one of the joys of my role, is getting to build those relationships with employers and really highlight just the amazing things that are happening within our different communities, and show them to students and let them know that. And students then get to see, sometimes we get really focused with, I'm a graphic design student, I can only look in this lens, but we can see that there are, nursing, nursing homes that need marketing. And, they can really start to see that there are different, you can go anywhere and use those skills that you have. And when we work with these employers, we're able to kind of bring those different opportunities to campus to really highlight that for our students.
That is awesome. And you're so right. When we think about it, at least from the WIOA perspective, we're always thinking about sectors, looking at these industries, these sectors. And yeah, we can talk about the IT sector, but that's going to be comprised of employers that aren't necessarily IT employers. They have an IT department, a very strong, large IT department, but that business itself might be coded as a hospital healthcare sector or manufacturing, but they have a lot of IT there. So it is about kind of just people don't know what they don't know. So helping them to understand all of these nuances and things aren't always what they appear. Don't judge a book by its cover. Gotta kind of think about it, look at it from a different perspective, and realize that there's so many more opportunities in this region than what meets the eye. And that's one of the most fun things that I do in my role, is learning about all the opportunities. And this building I've driven by every day for the past 5 years, I didn't know they do all this cool stuff in there. So
Yes.
When you work with local employers, do you go out and visit them? Do you learn about their whole setup? What approach do you kind of take to kicking off that relationship?
So the first thing that we do, a lot of times they come in, via email and things like that. And so my approach is just immediately trying to set up that, whether that's over the phone or in person, just that first contact. And I am such a talker, and I love to just that interaction. So I'm like, let me come meet you, or let's, talk over the phone and things like that, just so I can really unpack, kind of all that we have. We have our career services website, which a lot of employers can go to as well. We have an employer section on there for them to see what we can do, in partnership with them. But just being able to highlight, hey, what, and hear really from them what those needs are. And because, we have some employers who don't want their positions spread widely. They want them to a specific group of students. And so we're able to send out these job postings to just a specific major, a department, different things like that as well. So really helping them, and then following up too. So, hey, I'll follow up in a month, and we'll see if we want to explore some different options, or what is something, else that we can do. We also do, with some employers, we do who are hiring for lots of positions. We'll kind of give them every single, opportunity. So that's, with flyers and, sharing it on our social media and different things like that. So there are just, it's really just digging into those conversations and finding out what those needs are. And then also that continued relationship and partnership too, because those might change. They might say, I thought I didn't want this posted out widely, but I think now, we haven't gotten many applicants. I think let's try something new. And so that there are just more options for them. I just love being able to provide options for people, employers and students, so that then they can start to navigate that. There's not a one size fits all. It's not a, you can do this or that, and that's all you get. It truly is. And also if they have ideas that maybe I haven't, through talking to them, maybe I'll come up with an idea that we have never tried before. We're always about trying new things too. Sometimes my boss, Tina, she's like, calm down, too many ideas. I'm always thinking long-term, what more can we do? And have we tried this before, and different things like that. So, and I think through that through that relationship building with different employers, you start to get ideas as well, and think about things differently that you never thought of before. So fun stuff like that.
You like so many things. So first of all, the innovation that hits right in my Workforce Innovation and Opportunity Act, we owe a heart, like we are about innovation. But it's so necessary. The workforce is evolving so quickly, and
Yes.
it's very dynamic, and there's a lot of influencing factors that we don't always consider that can make these changes happen quickly. So if we're not in this mindset of what do we need to add or supplement or change to be of value, then we're quickly going to fall behind and not provide value to those employers. And thus the relationship breaks down, the rapport is gone, the trust isn't there anymore. So then what's the point? So I love that you do get so excited and you have these great ideas, and there's this embrace of innovation from that department, because that is what is going to allow the department to grow and to be of value. It's it's really cool, because I guess in my own personal experiences, I was just on a meeting the other day where speaking to a fiscal person and speaking to a program person who has this new idea. They're trying something new, and the fiscal person was very much like, with you, it's always something unique. You're always doing something unique. And while they were saying it in a positive way, it was kind of like, it's always something new with y'all, isn't it? Yes, it is. I think that just really speaks to innovation, and we could get very comfortable in doing the same things the same way, but again, we're not going to progress if we do that. So I love it when I hear someone say, hey, simmer down. That's too many ideas right now, because that means that you are turning out really good ones and quickly. So write them down on a list and bring them back later.
Yes. And that's exactly what Tina says. We'll add that to the idea list. And I have to say too, that just speaks to, the leadership that I have here, with, my boss, because when you give someone that creative freedom, then that's going to really allow for the department to just expand and flourish, and just so many beautiful things come from that. So, shout out to, to Tina.
Awesome. Shout out to Tina.
Do all these things, and so, which is really great. But
I love it. And I think that's really appropriate to say here, because so many times we're asked, like, how do we get our employees to stay? What encourages longevity and loyalty? Well, really listening to them and, implementing their ideas. That it goes a long way. If you are happy and you feel valued in your job, you're going to be there for a while. So employers, take note, right?
100%. Yes.
But then another option that you kind of, you alluded to in your title, and you talked about a little bit at the beginning, that I do want to get some clarity on, is what is your definition of internships? Because I know there's a academic definition of internship, there's a workforce WEO definition, there's just a general public perception definition. In your office, what is an internship, and what kind of internships do you do? So
that's a really great question, because I immediately ran into that as well in this role. Like there's so many different names for, an internship, and there's so many different varieties or variations. And so, our definition is just really that short-term employer student interactions. And we try our best to help students find those paid internships, but we know that not everybody offers those, but that is always something that we're looking for. And that students may, who come into our office, may be searching for an internship for their degree of study and that is required to graduate. So we navigate that with them through that end, or they may be just looking for an internship for experience to add to their resume and different things like that. So, so really for us, it is student-led, whatever they personally are looking for. Sometimes, students will say, well, I think I'm just supposed to do an internship. I hear it thrown around a lot. So we kind of help unpack, okay, well, why do you feel that way? What area of study are you going into? What type of time commitment do you have to do an internship? So really sitting down with them to unpack all of that. but really for them to grasp that short term. And short term, for a full internship is typically semester long, but we also have opportunities through an organization called Parker Dewey, which is micro internships. And this is a really unique take on the traditional internship. They are short-term project-based internships. And so students can go on and search maybe their degree of study. Most of them are remote, which is what's really nice too. They can do them at their own time. They can help kind of complete these projects, after class and different things like that. On the Parker Dewey website, it will tell them, how long the project, typically will take to complete. And it will also tell them how much they will make. And every opportunity on the Parker Dewey website is a paid opportunity. So that is a really great, and you can do as many as you want. You could do 3 micro internships at the same time. You just go on, create a profile, and start applying for the micro internships. And on the other end, employers this is a free service for employers to start posting, if they're thinking, we don't really have the funds to pay, a semester-long internship, but we have, the ability to pay for this one-time project. And that might be, doing a social media campaign. That might be helping navigate some, data and different things like that. So I always tell employers too that think maybe they're not ready for an intern, but maybe they might be ready to just explore this short-term micro project-based internship. So it's really neat to be able to have that service for students, but also for employers too that might need some help too.
That is too cool. I did not know that the employers could post their own little projects on there to kind of dip their toes in the water. But speaking of options and services for employers, I know you also implement or use Handshake. Can you talk to us a bit about Handshake and how employers could use that to connect with students?
Absolutely. So I am so excited about Handshake. And number one, it is completely free. And I also would like to say that everything that we do for employers and employers can do on campus at Lakeland College is completely free. So that's a really great thing that I love being able to tell employers, because cost is always up for question, right? And so Handshake, which a lot of times I will tell people to think kind of like Indeed. So Indeed is that job search platform where you can go on and, customize things to look for specific jobs. But this is a free option that is specific to higher ed. And so every Lakeland College student has a Handshake account. And so we, at the beginning of the semester, we send them an email. We tell them how to log in so that they can go on there and start searching for job opportunities. And so on the other end, we have employers who also, we just encourage them to post their job postings as soon as they have them on Handshake. And another thing that we can offer for employers is to promote that Handshake page. So if they have, they're just not getting a lot of hits, things like that, we can promote their page to our students and things like that as well. They can also post their internships on there. But what's really great is when students are on Handshake and applying for jobs, employers know that they're hiring a student too. And so then that kind of helps with scheduling. And so they kind of know, where the student's at by their profile, what degree they're studying, all of those things. And so it kind of, I think, makes it a little bit easier for students as well to navigate. Well, I have class 3 times a week. How would this work, type of thing? Well, the employer already knows that whenever they are interacting with you, which is really great too. So an alumni can use Handshake as well. So when you leave Lakeland, you can take your Handshake account with you, which is really great as well. But yeah, it's just a really user-friendly, free service that really works well to connect students and employers. We also use it to register for all of our job fairs as well. So employers will register through Handshake. Students can go on and see who's coming to the job fair, like, oh, I really want to talk to this specific employer. I know that they'll be there, type of thing. So that's another really neat thing that we can use Handshake for.
Handshake is pretty cool. It does so much. And I love that it's free, because coming from the workforce board, that is what differentiates us. Is there's a lot of consulting businesses out there that do these things, but for a hefty price tag, right? And not all of those small or medium-sized businesses can afford that, or can take that risk if they're not sure that it's going to have a good return on investment. So being able to provide these services to our community members, to our alumni, who are now employers and business owners, it's us giving back to them. And I just appreciate it. And I think it goes really far, and we're able to offer more opportunities to our local economy and workforce. So kudos for keeping that important to you as well. We've got just a couple more minutes, and I have like a million questions, but I'm going to limit it to 2 more. So you talked about job fairs. Shout out, when's your next job fair? When, where, why, how, who?
Yes. So we have our next job fair is going to be February 7th, technology job fair. So that will be in the West Building at Lakeland College. So all the information for pretty much all the next job fairs happening in 2024 are on the Career Services website on Lakeland College. So go Lakeland College/Career Services. You can find all of those, and you can go ahead and register for the ones that are open. So we also have our business job fair that'll be in April. So the spring semester we'll have 2, and then we'll have nursing in the summer and things like that. So, and that is a free, we do not charge employers to come to our job fairs as well. So, which is a really great service.
That is awesome. So they can find that at lakelandcollege.edu/career services. All right, final question. So I sense you got some of the same vibes as me. You're enjoying having good life experiences in this role like I do. So as you talk to employers and as you learn more about the opportunities in the area, if you had to change your career right now, like what's the most interesting thing you've come across that you're like, I think I could do this. This might be cool. What do you want to be when you grow up?
I love this question. The more that I do this, I think that I would want to go into teaching. I think I just have a heart for students, specifically students at Lakeland College, that the demographic community college, being able to work with a wide age range. And so I think that is, I know that's not as exciting maybe as, woodworking or, glass blowing. But I think this job has definitely sparked that love for students and the love for Lakeland College as well. So I think that's where maybe what sparks my heart when I think about what I want to be when I grow up.
That is really awesome. And we need more people like you in the world. And especially in Illinois, we've got a teacher shortage. So
yes,
if this whole career services thing doesn't work out.
Yeah, my husband's a teacher, so he would agree too that we need more teachers.
Okay. So it's in your household. You're living and breathing it. I love it. Stephanie, thank you so much for sharing your time with me today. I would love to have you back sometime, and
absolutely.
I definitely want to help out with your upcoming career fairs. So everyone check out lakelandcollege.edu/career services, sign up for the next career fair, learn about Handshake, check out the Parker Dewey micro internships, and just reach out to Stephanie for any of your career service needs. So thank you so much, guys. You have a wonderful day.
You've been listening to Workforce Innovation News powered by LWIA 23. Don't forget to subscribe to the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you listen to podcasts. To learn more about LWIA 23, visit lwa23.net.